Welcome back to That's Logistics, baby. Starting strong again with our lovely thread of crazy stories.
Same guy?
Different guy. It's just like one guy posted the thread and then
a bajillion popped up.
Yes, like comments and everything with their own stories.
Okay.
This guy's named Freethinker Lee, in case you were wondering. Okay. I have a friend who is one huge son of a bitch, and he has a huge mountain man beard, but he is as nice as can be. A driver stayed in his blind spot while pulling into the highway. Not seeing him, my friend ran him off the side of the road, just into the bumpy pavement beside the highway, not a ditch or anything. The guy got pissed and sped up right beside him. My friend tries to motion that he was sorry and he couldn't see him. The guy started swerving his Jeep to make my buddy pull over. My buddy, being the nice, trusting guy that he is, pulls over. The Jeep pulls over right in front of him and he gets out of the car. My friend gets out of the rig to apologize to him and said it went like this. Friend: hey man, I was just trying to tell you I was sorry you were in my blind spot. Guy: oh man, I thought you were shooting me the bird. Guy stretches out his hand and my friend shakes it. Instantly, the guy puts a gun to my friend's chest. Guy: you're one lucky son of a bitch that you apologized to me.
I have chills.
My friend said the guy just drove away. He stood there frozen for the next few minutes on the side of the highway. Could you imagine?
No, I can't. But as you were reading it, I was imagining that happening to me.
Like you were the one who got it pointed at.
I can't say that I wouldn't have peed my pants right then and there.
Absolutely. I would have been frozen.
Right? Like someone's just reaching out. You're like, oh yeah, like da-da-da. And then mid-shake stops and...
instantly. Like the pressure, no. I can feel it. Yeah.
No.
Crazy.
Wow.
Road rage is real.
It is real. Thank God he apologized.
Yeah. Seriously.
Wow.
Next story is a story from the other side. I was heading through Rogers Pass, BC, Canada, back in 1990, in my Go West young man, idiotic teenage days. I was driving a 79 puke green Ford Pinto hatchback with one yellow fender. It had very little power for passing at the best of days, let alone going up a winding mountain road. Although the temperature in the pass was moderate, it was lightly snowing, so visibility was poor. I had been driving uphill behind a slow rig for about 10 minutes, and of course, being the impatient 19-year-old male that I was, that was making me crazy, or that was driving me crazy. I finally had enough and made my move, pulling out to pass. I rammed down on the gas pedal on the old Pinto, but the effect was anticlimactic as I slowly inched my way past the truck.
Just like...
yeah, you can picture it. This 19-year-old just really wanted to go quick. He's like, ugh.
I wouldn't even look. Or maybe I would and lock eyes the whole
if you were the driver? Yes. He goes, when I was almost even with the cab, another truck came into view, head on in the lane I was in and closing fast. There was nowhere for any of us to go. The truck I was passing had a rocky mountain on one side, and the truck that was about to crash into me had only a flimsy metal guardrail between him and a long fall down the side of a mountain. Myself, I was way too committed to passing. There wasn't enough time to brake and cut back in. I have no idea if the truck I was trying to pass braked, or if the other truck braked, or if the road finally leveled out, or if the hand of God reached down and pushed me, but when I cut in to get back into the right-hand lane, I swear there simply was not enough time to make it. I knew for certain that my car was going to be crushed between two big trucks, and perhaps we were all going to tumble down the side of the mountain. Except we didn't. I made it over to my lane in disbelief, hands with a death grip on the wheel and a huge chrome grille taking up all of my rearview mirror. I slowly pulled away from the truck that I passed without so much as a honking horn or flashing lights from him. I assumed that he was way beyond being mad and probably just in shock. Yeah. Dear truckers, I'm sorry. So sorry that I almost killed myself and possibly all of us that day. I have never driven that stupidly since, and I am extra careful and extra polite with truckers since that day.
He saw the light, for sure.
His life probably flashed before his eyes, and probably those truckers too.
Honestly, like, after being in the industry for so long and seeing and hearing all the different scenarios, I myself have become so much more aware of, you know, the truck drivers out there and just making sure that I'm giving them ample space if they're trying to come in, you know, like.
Or being smart about passing them.
Right,
Or,
like-
yeah.
No way. It just takes one wrong mistake.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what's sad is most oftentimes it's not even their fault. It's like a civilian's fault, right? And the
Right.
normal vehicle. But then they're the ones that like have to pay that
Mhm.
price because they're the ones that have that CDL.
Right.
Which like that's their livelihood. So
Right.
it's crazy. I'm glad everyone survived. And man, he definitely won't be doing that again.
As a 19-year-old too.
Yeah. He learned that lesson young.
Yeah, which good for him. Terrible way to learn it.
Right.
But glad he made it out.
But also think of the impact, right? As a 19-year-old, you have other 19-year-old buddies. And like to hear, I'm assuming, that story
Right.
that come from them, that probably helped. So by like word of mouth, kind of
shed light.
on
Yeah.
like, hey, that was really stupid. And then now everyone's like subconsciously or consciously like
Thinking
aware of
about it.
like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Like I
Right.
know someone who almost X,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. That's true.
So that's a positive too. So crazy. I just think of the
Yeah, the death grip.
just being like, so in my mind, this was going to go a lot smoother and faster than what it currently is.
Oh, God. A broker posted on a new thread. This isn't a story. He's talking about handling customers.
Okay.
The title is, How Do You Handle an Annoying Customer? I have a customer who's getting really on my nerves. Only a couple LTL loads a week, but the lady in charge constantly blows up my email every hour checking on it, but on a paranoid level that it's not picking up or not going to make it. And she'll make smartass remarks too. Someone comments and says, you only got 3 options. 1, if it's worth the pay, swallow your pride. 2, jack the rates until she pays you more, making it worth it, or drops you. 2, tell her what time it is and prove to her you don't need the BS. It's crazy. It's a fine line between
It really is.
balancing the relationship and balancing like the business side of it.
Mm-hmm. And also just knowing like, I don't know.
Like knowing your audience.
yeah, knowing your audience, like how much of this is like the job and how much of this is this person's personality. Right? Like
Yeah.
some of us are built differently in the
Right.
sense that some of us have more anxiety than others.
Right.
And intentionally or unintentionally we project.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so you gotta pick your battles.
Pick your
Great
battles.
suggestions, great
Yeah.
advice.
You got 3 options.
Yep.
Back to our funny stories, or crazy stories, I should say. He says, my dad was a truck driver for many years. My favorite story was when he was up north and decided to park in a truck stop for the night. He was still new to the road at the time and had parked his truck on a lot that apparently had an incline. In the middle of the night, he hears a huge crashing noise as his truck shakes violently. He looks outside the cabin and notices that another truck had crashed into him.
No.
Thinking, what the f***, he runs out in his underwear to the guy out, and the dude in the other truck does the same. It wasn't until they both realized that they had just been awoken that my dad realized that his truck had slid across the icy parking lot in the middle of the night and crashed into the other guy.
Oh,
Waking up, realizing your massive truck just slid
Slid.
across.
gosh. And how do you prevent that though, truly? Is it preventable?
I know
Because you have to, I mean, I'm pretty sure every semi truck you have to put the
e-brake or
e-brake. Like
yeah,
there's like
trailer brakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
there's multiple
Right.
brakes involved.
Yes.
It's not like you just throw it in park. So that's interesting. I've never heard of that, but that does make sense.
And when it's icy or like snowy, I know there's different methods for when you do park. So like to prevent, is it gel ups or
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
frozen? So I'm sure there's other methods to maybe prevent sliding on ice, but you would, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have no idea. We'll have to ask the people we know, like their thoughts on that, because I'm now very interested. Or don't park somewhere that's like inclined for overnight
Right.
in the dead of winter. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's crazy.
Yeah. Wild.
Imagine waking up like that.
Yeah. Thinking some guy hit you and then you're like, oh, it's me. I'm
Yeah.
the guy.
Either
I'm
way.
the problem.
Yeah. Listen, having lived through backing up into a parked car very unintentionally. I'm telling you, like that felt like the end of the world. Like, no way did that just happen. How did that just happen?
This doesn't happen to me.
Yeah. Let alone like this massive 18-wheeler, like with the load, I'm sure. You're
Right.
Like, what?
And you're half asleep too. Yeah. And it's freezing. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. I'm an exit security guard at a warehouse, so I see about 100 or so trucks a day and get to hear all their stories. The strangest, though, was a trucker in his mid-30s. He's a father of 2, and he and his wife would buy his kids' movies on audio CDs so they could listen to their favorite movies while riding in the car. Well, when Trucker went back to work, he would borrow a couple audio CDs from his kids to help him stay awake. Late one night, Trucker was trying his hardest to stay awake and started listening to Toy Story 3, but even that couldn't fight off his drowsiness, so he decided to pull into a truck stop to take a short power nap. As he naps, he has a dream that Woody is life-sized and sitting in the passenger seat as they travel down the road, and Woody keeps telling Trucker that he looks tired and needs to find a place to get some sleep. Trucker asks him where they should go, and Woody tells him there's a place a few miles away that Trucker can sleep at. After a couple more miles, they finally reach the location, and Trucker parks the truck, thanks Woody, and tells him goodnight. A couple of hours after Trucker went down for the power nap, he wakes up slowly and looks out of his window. He realizes that he's no longer at the truck stop, but instead at a Walmart 30 miles away from said truck stop. He has no memory of driving after stopping to sleep at the rest stop. He only remembers the dream he had about Woody riding with him and trying to keep him from driving further.
I'm just kidding.
That's a valid question. Valid question.
Listen, they say that driving drowsy is worse than driving intoxicated.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like, I don't know the difference between like
stats.
Right. Like driving drowsy versus intoxicated, and also what kind of intoxication is that?
Right.
Alcohol related or is it drug related? But I do think that like once you hit a certain level of having like being sleep deprived,
mm-hmm.
you do hit a point where you're like, is this real? Or am I like
hallucinating?
Like, right. There has to be that correlation. I mean, geez, I'm a mother of 2, and the early infant stage where you're barely getting any rest.
Yeah.
There was plenty of times where I was like, did I dream that or did this really happen? Right? Because you're like, I slept for an hour and a half.
Right.
And I feel not great, but I'm doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
So like, I can only imagine like maybe he took his power nap, woke up, started to drive, and Woody in his mind,
his subconscious,
is being like, "This is a big no-no.
Pull over.
Pull over.
Please do us all a favor and get off of this road."
Thank God he did. Thank God he did. But wow, that would be wild.
Shout out Toy Story.
Seriously, the kids were looking out.
Yeah,
by sharing those audio.
It's true. His kids saved his life.
That's right.
Anyways, that's all we had today.
Awesome.
If you have any crazy stories you want to share, leave them in the comments. We'll see you next week.
See ya.